Good evening, everyone. I'm Leah Cooper with your JCN News for this Friday, May 17th. An early morning police-involved shooting off the Eastern Road, now the focus of a coroner-led investigation. Chief Superintendent Solomon Cash telling the media at the time that it was around 2:30 that police got information about suspects in connection with the most recent homicide here in the capital.
As a result of this information, officers executed a search warrant on the property just behind me. Once the officers entered the property, they were confronted by two suspects who opened fire on the officers. The officers, being in fear of their lives, returned fire. Both suspects were shot and fatally injured. The officers then proceeded to the interior of the building where they breached. As they breached the building, they were confronted by a third armed suspect. As a result of that, officers again, being in fear of their life, opened fire. It resulted in the third suspect being shot and fatally injured.
Now, according to Chief Superintendent Solomon Cash, once the gunfire subsided, officers at the time recovered 3 firearms.
I want to thank members of the public who are concerned with their communities and who want to help the police in getting these persons out the street.
Now, when questioned, he declined to comment, though, on reports that children were used as human shields. Officer Cash did, however, confirm that all those in the Newgate Road 2-story home were taken into custody. A degree of outcry in the wake of the incident. Now, sources claiming to be close to the victims told our news team their loved ones were actually unarmed, and that while the suspects were known to police, authorities clearly came to the home with the intention to kill. In fact, one resident of the home alleges an officer expressed such intentions shortly after arriving on the property. Superintendent Cash also revealing to our news team that a total of 5 firearms were recovered from the property, along with 22 pounds of marijuana. At last report, residents of that home are still in police custody. The number, however, was not specified. In other news from the police, a 32-year-old man's arrested on drug charges over in Grand Bahama last night. Acting on information, officers headed to an unoccupied building on the fire hydrant corner, Pinedale, 8 Mile Rock, where in the ceiling were 2 clear plastic bags containing 2.68 pounds of suspected marijuana. That's a street value of over $2,000. Meantime, a special operation led to the arrest of 4 people on the outstanding warrants, another 3 others for dangerous drugs causing damage and obscene language. Load shedding, a vexing issue in the country for decades, but BPL's promising an end to all of this in, quote, a few short months. End quote. This as the company prepares to move new engines and generators to transform the Clifton Pier Power Station into a new 132-megawatt station, ultimately improving services. Here's BPL civil engineer Kenya Longley with the logistics.
The process is going pretty smooth. So far, we have transported 5 generators from our key to Clifton Pier. We had no incidents, so we're safe. Everything's going good.
According to Ms. Longley, the last 2 generators should be transported this evening, barring no inclement weather. The generators will be taken on what's called a crawler that's pulled by a trailer head. Now, the distance from Arwak Key to Clifton Pier is estimated at 16 miles, traveling at a pace of 20 miles per hour.
It takes about 90 minutes. We've been reducing that, so we started off our first night, we did 2 hours, and the night before last, we did 1 hour and 36 minutes. And so last night, we are at 1 hour and 28 minutes. So we're doing pretty good with time and no incident.
The power company says that these cutting-edge engines feature sophisticated electronic controls and an automation system that allows optimal running conditions to be set independent of the ambient conditions or fuel type. 7 engines are also set to be transported to the Clifton Pier plant within the next week or 2, taking on the same route as the generators. That's from Arwak Key onto West Bay Street, heading west past Saunders Beach, continuing west past Goslow Bend, passing Goodman's Bay onto Bahamar Boulevard, then onto JFK. From there onto the Western Road, passing Charlotte Charlottesville, continuing west onto Serenity Road. They'll then make a right onto Nelson Road and then a left onto the Western Road again. That's 8 a.m. to 8 p.m., traveling at a pace of 1.2 miles per hour. Motorists are then encouraged to avoid these areas during the scheduled time, as the engines, which stand 22 feet high and 5 feet wide, will occupy both lanes in these areas. The transport times estimated at about 12 hours. You're watching JCN News. Stay with us.
This segment of the news was brought to you by Alive.